Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I want to do is I want to talk to my chosen ones about how we do judge books by their cover. You know what I'm saying? It's a very simple and complex debate and saying, but what brought me to this subject today was just my mini head came home from indoctrination school, and I was going through her backpack, and I had seen that she went to the library and she had picked out a book. And I don't sit down and read the books with her per se. Like certain books we will go over books, but like that's not our number one thing. But when I was going through her backpack and I saw the book, I knew instantly that she judged the book by the cover. I knew the book that she picked it because of the cover. Now the cover had like a little mermaid looking lady / creature on there. It was colorful, but the book was like this thick. Like it was a novel book. Like it didn't have no pictures in the inside, none of it. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and it was like they was kind of getting frustrated or mad, and I didn't realize they got as angry with me as they did, because I wasn't really that frustrated, upset, because I'm used to having debates and going back and forth just with different belief systems. But he was defending a situation about judging a book by its cover. If I seen a man in a dress or with his hair and nails done and all this shit like a female, then I shouldn't judge him and say that, you know, he's being witchy. You know, and in my world, I was like, to a small degree, I understand what you're saying, but on a larger scale, it's like, my first instance is when I see it is to judge. And to be like, oh, that motherfucker gay. He may not be gay, but that's where my first instance was go to. So his thing was, we should automatically think if we see somebody dressed like this that they're probably going to cast and roll call or some shit like that. And my thing back to him was like, I see people on a regular basis that's not actors or going to any casting calls. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I would want my daughter to judge the same way she did with that book. How else would she know to manage her energy in this weird ass world that we living in right now? Everything is witchy. Like, it is this much percentage that you're gonna find, and you have to find it. And when you find it, you hold on to it, and then you notice that we move around from the places that's less witchy. So it's like, here's a pinpoint, peaceful, not witchy. Then you got all this shit. This is the highways, the stores, the gas station. We weaving through all of that shit. Then we get to our next destination. You know what I'm saying? We stay out of the way of those spaces, but it was just reminding me that when me and him was having that debate back and forth, and it really wasn't a debate, it was him defending it was like a celebrity, like some Young Thug or something. I just kept thinking to myself, it was already too much witchy stuff going on with him in the beginning, and I only chimed in because I don't even like to get into all that shit with the celebrities, because we all should know what time it is over there. Like, if you try out for a basketball team, there's certain things and criteria you have to do to make it on that basketball team. If you want to join a gang, I don't give a damn what gang it is, it's certain things and criteria you have to do to join a gang. Same thing with the celebrities and their status. Certain things you have to do, you know what I'm saying? But on a simple level, it just kept me in a space of understanding, like, the way society is built, and it's transitioning to robot zombies and the warlords and witches and shit. It's like, they have to create as much chaos, confusion, and open perspective that they possibly can. And you have to remember, like, with open perspective is nice, is good, is healthy. But that's when it's used in a healthy manner, meaning you have to be coming from a healthy space when you're using open perspective. You know what I'm saying? We already know a lot of examples where it is not used in a healthy manner, but people stick to it and be like, oh, okay, well, that's open perspective, or that's your perspective. But it's like, That's okay. But we always have to remember, like, and for me, what I like to always do is I take it back to, like, if the system shut down right now, what would be going on? What would we be doing right now? You would have to figure out what value do you have within here that if everything shut down, would you still be an asset to the ones around you or the people that you grew to, you know, like while things was transforming and transitioning again, because it's going to happen eventually. That's why it's best for us to get to a space of understanding, and why it's wise for us to know that, okay, I don't really have a choice but to judge this book by its cover. We in a society where knowledge is falling everywhere. Like everywhere you look is information. So it's your job to sift through it and make sure that you got the right information. Everybody isn't going to do that shit for you. You have to do it. You know what I'm saying? But when you find the right information, for me, it's like, I know it's a war, so I'm not going to be sitting out here like, I don't know what that is. Let me go check it out real quick. That's like them motherfuckers in the movies that be like, they hear a noise and they go run up to it real quick and they out. You know what I'm saying? So it's no different out here in real life time. You know what I'm saying? Just being aware that if you don't process it, or if you have to change the word because you don't like to use the word judge, you know what I'm saying? I know it has a weird condensation on it. I'm cool with creating new words, you know, that has a better energy on it, behind it, and around it, and within it. You know what I'm saying? So when people come up with new words or their own words, I be telling them, shit, that works for me. Now I know when I deal with that being or interact with them, I know this is part of their vocabulary they like to use, and I might like to put it in part of my vocabulary too, because I like the meaning of it more than the rest of these words we just got thrown out here to use. You know what I'm saying? But back to the judging, like, if my daughter didn't pick that book up and it have the colorful pictures and stuff on it, cause I knew she didn't know how to read the inside. She just now going into first grade, so I already knew she didn't know what was going on the inside. But when I asked her, she said, yeah, that's why I picked it. And it was just the signs from the universe was just coming down, because it was just like 2 days prior is when I had the conversation with the other guy, and it was all this heated animosity coming this way, and I'm just over here chilling like, 1, 2, 3, 4 add up. So clearly what you're saying is some chaotic witchy shit, and you don't know any better, but because there's so much information out here, you feel as if you know better. So I'm gonna let you spew that statement out there and do what you do. But at the end of the day, like, you telling me it's wrong for judging people, I'm just being honest with you that I do judge. Like, I would much rather somebody be honest with me and tell me, hey, I don't like you, opposed to keep hanging out with me, hey, or what's up man, I don't like all that shit. If you tell me you don't like me, okay, cool, stay over there. We can keep everything straightforward, straight transactional. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I make sure I emphasize to my many, you don't have to speak to people. If we go in the stores and somebody, oh, she's beautiful, she been hearing that forever, and she's gonna continue to hear. So she knows if she wants to engage and interact with certain people, so I don't force her to. You know what I'm saying? And her word, she's judging. She don't feel like engaging. Do judge, and that's her way. But my thing is with this whole process, right? Everybody wants to be a juror, but somebody has to be the judge. Yes, we already know that we have a higher power and a creator and a higher being entities that we follow, that we believe in, that believes in the natural flow of this thing out here. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we 3D beings, and we're here down here making impact right now in real lifetime, in this 3D time. You know what I'm saying? So for me, somebody has to step up in between there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was another being that was feeling the same way, and we're all lined up and we're like, oh, we're all riding for the same team, but we're all want to be jurors. Somebody step up and wants to be the judge, and it's like, cool, then I believe in you the same way I believe in me. So I already know your belief system is going to be standing on something honorable. You know what I'm saying? So to me, like, if I follow somebody, if I choose to follow, I already believe in you on a whole nother level. So for me, if you're making decisions, I already know it's in all of our best interests. So, and that's just like a hypothetical way of looking at it, because I know when we use that word, and it's used out here heavily, that's why I'm using it now, judged. You know what I'm saying? It's because it is used out here heavily. So once we start getting to a space and just shifting the word, or knowing that that is what's happening, and you have to out here in this spiritual wartime, it's more of them than it is of us. It's more of them than it is of us. So if it's more of them and then of us, then we have to be more in tune and more tapped in, more guarded, and more weapon ready. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't want to have something happen to me and then my daughter get caught slipping because daddy wasn't here to make sure he put the tools down for her. Nah, you gonna catch these tools while I'm here, because we already know you just not allowed to go out and do certain things without it being another push of energy to come your way, because that's kind of how the matrix is designed. So that's why it's easier to flow with the matrix if you're willing to cooperate and do the things that they ask and telling you to do and forcing you to do. You know what I'm saying? But we don't ride like that. You know what I'm saying? We figure out how to maneuver around. We adapt to our environments, and then we gonna bang this light out. We spread this light. We lit everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna keep being lit. But I ain't want to run it up too long. Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.